Divine cards is a system of cartomancy where praying cards are used to make predictions of your characteristics and your future timeline. The origins of this system date back to over 20,000 years ago. This was during a time when ancient wise men observed the cosmos and formulate mathematical systems. These teachings were preserved till this day, and I'm honored to present to you the Divine Cards. In this system, each day of the year is assigned one card. Each living man or woman is assigned 1 to 4 cards depending on their date of birth. The main card or birth card is of most significance, followed by the planetary ruling card or PRC. For some birthdays, there is a third or fourth card. You can see from the chart here or check the links below for your card. If you feel that the card doesn't really resonate with you, you may want to look into your birth time. I noticed the time difference when I was calculating the lucky dates for a client to buy lottery. It opened the next day. For example, if you're born in Singapore on March 7, in New York, it's March 6. So you may have to convert your birth time to UTC and then follow that date to find your birth cards. Once you have found your cards, you can check them out. If you cannot find the video on your particular card, means I have not made them yet. So please like and subscribe so that I can continue to make more videos. Thank you. The clubs symbolize the teacher and the receptive quality of the mind, the intellectual interests and mental reactions to people, things, circumstances, and events. They are the seekers. This is the first leaf to come into life and the last to go into fall. So it signifies summer. The ancient element is air. Air is required to ignite the fire of creation and expansion. It is also the ambition that creates. It uses knowledge to create. It creates life, money, and wealth. They are the guardians of intelligence and rule all mental processes, psychological reaction, educational interests, inquiries, communication, and messages. They investigate and instigate arguments, disputes, and debates. The crux is also associated with luck and maturity. They are the brains behind successful activities. Their path and quest is for universal knowledge. They are the messengers of the gods, the links between heaven and earth. The clubs are good at all forms of education, legal matters, literature, journalism, and all creative sides. The positive side of the clubs, they are brilliant, magnetic, thoroughly informed, and they make safe counselors. The negative side can be aggressive, intrusive, trickery, unreliable, and dishonest. So the club's living man, woman, or energy can tend towards the positive, negative, or being balanced. The king, you are the one force behind the Trinity. You symbolize the positive, masculine, and activating principle in humanity. You represent aggressiveness as initiative, but not combativeness. You are endowed with authority and rulership, but you are co-rulers. Without spiritual vision and advice from the Queen, your people will perish. You are the builder of the foundation and the layer of the cornerstone. You are also the master magician, transformer of ideas into realities. Kings are usually kind, sympathetic, and understanding. You know your power depends on cooperation. In whatever line you follow, you can succeed in partnerships. You always have a sense of authority, but you are seldom dominating. But if operating negatively, you can be very antagonistic and quarrelsome. You are the king. It means you have earned your crown in a past life. The positive side of the king is principles. The negative side can be fixation. Keywords for the King of Cups. Mental mastery. The King of Cups is similar to the King of Wands in the Tarot. The similar keywords are natural born leaders, visionary. King of Cups, the card of knowledge or maturity in knowledge. You are the knowers. You know things. You are well informed and very perceptive. You have a gift of fluent communication and you are very independent, able to earn through your own efforts. In your early years, you often get irritated quite easily. There is also an emphasis and desire to build a strong foundation. You are often restless with an inquiring mind, and so you can become impatient with slow people or if things are very slow. Friends and family brings contentment. You love to be around friends and can become restless or nervous if you are not surrounded by friends or loved ones. You live by your own rules and you have this knowledge that possibly could be accumulated through your past lives. By nature, you are spiritually minded and you can be forceful and sometimes a little bit hasty, but you learn through life and you pass your lessons to others. If you apply your knowledge on the higher levels, you can become healers and spiritual gurus. To be successful, you need to cultivate your spiritual side, your intuition. Because you are highly intelligent, you sometimes fail to use the spiritual powers that is readily available to you. You are very hospitable and you are often influenced by spiritual circle or groups. You feel that you can gain by contact with unseen forces. You seldom lack money. You are much capable of making a good living. You do want security, however, you are not greedy. It is only beneficial for you to keep learning and investigating. You also have the power to overcome diseases and recover very fast. And when you are sick, you are usually well taken care of. This is a very strong male energy. So for females, you may have trouble with your family side. If you are a female, you may have a tendency to scatter your potential due to emotional disturbances of family problems. You like to travel, but usually you just stay home reading or learning about traveling. Life in later years tend to be slower, but you are always well protected. Unless you are an escapist, you will be well assured of comfort and security in your later years. The only disappointment that you will likely have is you disappointing yourself. Career. You hold everything that is required for you to be a leader in your field of work. Any field that you chose, usually you are able to succeed and go to the top. However, you like varieties and progress. You dislike routines and doing details, but the irony is you may end up doing just that. There may be periods of your life whereby you you just need some kind of push for you to get going again. You feel the obligation to teach others or impart your knowledge. However, you are also inclined towards business, union, partnerships, agreements, or contracts. There's always lots of details connected with your work: papers, messages, data, records. You value freedom, and it is best for you to have a kind of work where you can have your own freedom. Also, partnerships are important. Partnerships is the key to your success. However, for some of you, partnerships may be challenging. For some reasons, you should not work alone. Partnerships is better. But there may be some karma in the partnership area. The more successful you are, the more likely you are may fall into this routine kind of stagnant, static energy. So that is when you need a little bit of push to get going again. If you are in business, you make constant changes and or travel a lot for your business. You may have interest in selling properties, dealing in stocks, bonds, corporate law, trustees for estates, etc. You make good healers, psychic investigators, drugless practitioners. It is best to avoid practicing surgery. But for personal career reading, we still need to look at your lucky elements and other details. So for a personal reading, you can contact us on the links below. Love. If you are a female, you will tend to succeed if you are happily married, and you will be of great help to your husband in terms of creativity and giving ideas. But for females, it can be difficult for you to find somebody that you can be yourself with. King of Clubs, you have good marriage karma. Usually, the marriages are more successful if you marry younger. You are strong in family ties. You make excellent parents. You are able to sacrifice to provide your kids with good education. If you are a male, you may have a tendency to marry somebody who is kind of dreamy, because this is a very strong male energy. For females, this can be very challenging. You may be misdirected in terms of emotions, and this can cause failures. Sexual orientation of this card can be bisexual. Not all, but some of you can be bisexual. Especially if you are a female and you have this very strong male energy, you can be a lesbian, or you may prefer woman company. Marriageability on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is very marriageable, 10 is totally unmarriageable. King of Clubs, your marriageability is a 5. Yes, 5. You are pretty marriageable, and The challenge is your freedom. Because you value your freedom, it is important that your partner give you the space. Otherwise, it can be challenging. From my experience, the marriageability is just an indication of how much you want to have a home and the stability of a home. It does not tell if you are able to maintain the marriage. For example, the marriageability of Elizabeth Taylor is a 4. She is very marriageable and has this need to want to have a stable home and security. However, as you can see from her history, there is a string of divorce and marriages. Besides marriageability, we can also see your connections with this particular person. Besides your own destiny cards, you also have your Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and a whole lot of other planetary cards. There are also past life connections. I will list some of your cards at the end of this video. So if you want to know what sort of connections you have between you and this particular person, you can search for their birth cards by their date of birth. For example, if the person is born on January 14, their main birth card will be the King of Diamonds, and their planetary card will be the Eight of Cups. They may also have a third or fourth card. And then you check if the King of Diamonds has any present life connection with you. There can be more than one connection. There can be a Venus or double Venus, sometimes even triple Venus, which is, I think, quite rare, but yes, there is. There can be karmic connections. And then you can search for the King of Diamonds general reading to get a basic idea of this person's characteristics. King of Cups, your first karmic is the Two of Spades. Your second karmic is the Eight of Spades. Your Mercury is the Jack of Diamonds. Your Venus is the Four of Hearts. Your Mars is the Four of Diamonds. Your Jupiter is the Two of Spades. Your Saturn is the Eight of Hearts. Your Uranus is the Six of Cups. Your Neptune is the Six of Spades. Your challenge is the Queen of Hearts. And your result is the Ten of Cups. So what are all these connections about? Every card can indicate a living man or woman. It can also indicate an energy that you have or you are dealing with. You can also get the extended readings if you want to know more about your connections with these different karmics, how to deal with these challenging energies, and how to navigate around these energies. It is good to know so that you can navigate around these people or energies. For the extended readings, I will be doing the Karma cards and Pluto cards first because I find that these are more important ones. You can click on the links below to find out what are these cards about. Bear in mind that these are general readings because there may be details that I'm not able to share with you through the videos. If you would like a more detailed reading or learn more, you can check out Robert Lee Camp or myself and my partners. All the links are on the screen or below. It's an honor for me that you subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.